Good evening, everyone. We are back, and I am once again joined with Everything in Middle Earth. Absolute pleasure to do another video with you. People haven't seen this video, but we actually did a collaboration just literally a matter of days ago, and we really need to stop meeting like this, don't we? With Rings of Power, because we've got an absolute doozy of a trailer. Apparently, now I haven't seen this trailer, so this is going to be a first-time live reaction for me. You have seen this trailer, and so initial opinions going in. What can you tell me about this trailer before we dive into this thing?
Expect to get annoyed. Expect to laugh. Yeah, 100%. When I first watched it, I was like, "Oh God, no! Oh no! Oh Jesus, no!" And it's awful. I think. For me personally, this is the worst one. This is the one that got me angry. They've revealed a few plot points in there.
We talked about this. I guess we can sort of big up this video that might be coming out at some point that we recorded a couple of days ago. We were talking about as to whether we get angry at this anymore. And I think season one, I was filled with a lot of anger and initial resentment towards it. And then it just got to the point where I was kind of, I was hate watching, but it kind of got funny. It was like, let's see what ridiculous shit they do in the next episode. And it kind of became weirdly enjoyable in a sort of like weird, I don't know, masochistic kind of way by the end of it. And with season two, it just feels like more of the same. So I won't say I've got as angry, but saying that, the last couple of things that we like looked at with the trailer, that rage was coming out. The sounds were erupting from me that were like deep in my soul, like just aggression, like primeval anger. So yeah, I guess it's still in there. And wow, if you say that this is the worst trailer so far, and we've had some bad trailers for this so far, this is, I don't think I'm going to be ready.
What I'll say is that it's had a lot of positive praise.
I was looking at the thumbs up. Yeah,
that's what annoys me, because I look at the content, and you'll see, but I think people are very blinded by a battle.
Yes. Now, I think I'm aware of this battle, fishing for the thumbnail, and you kind of told me bits, but I only know the bare minimum. So as I say, I haven't seen the trailer yet, so we will get to it in just a second. We'll just give it another couple of minutes, just wait for a few more people to jump in. It's so good to plug your channel, really. Where can people find you? What have you got coming up?
Yeah, so I'm on YouTube as Everything in Middle Earth, and I post memes on Instagram. Currently, we just shot a reacting to the latest Rings of Power rumors, which was fun to shoot, and it's been very funny to edit. There's a lot of laughs in there, a lot of stupid rumors that are probably going to be true, and that's going to age the video like fine wine. I've been editing that. That's all edited. Just need to export it out now. It's looking at about an hour and 51 minutes. So it's a chunky one, but that's all edited. And then I'm hopefully gonna get that uploaded for Sunday.
Nice. So, and I implore everyone to head over to your channel and watch that, because it was so much fun to record. And there was a lot of laughs. There was some tears as well, watching what they're doing to my beloved Tolkien mythology. But it's fine. It's fine. It's all good. So head on over there. But stick around here for right now, because we're about to get to the trailer. We have some comments. JX says, saw the image of a troll you posted, thought it was Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's not far off. It's probably going to be as good as that.
Don't diss Damrod.
Oh no! He's got his own heavy metal tune. I wish I was joking, but
the last ballad of Damrod. If you didn't know.
Yeah. Right. Without further ado, shall we get to the trailer?
Let's do it.
Okay. First time watching. Here we go. We should have audio. We have demoed this just before, so if I switch to this, boom. Hopefully that viewing screen is sufficient size for everyone at home. Here we go. Great. What a hallmark of quality right there. Knock off Helm's Deep, okay.
This is the work of Sauron.
In case you didn't know who it was. Oh, there he is. Oh, what was that? Fucking hell. Okay, discount Minister.
Obtains a being's trust. He gains the ability to sculpt their very thoughts.
Oh, we got the tree from Evil Dead. Is that like panting in the trailer?
Yeah.
In Sauron's hands, they could work an evil beyond reckoning.
Wait, the Sauron.
Watch this.
Eregion must not fall.
Eregion
It would be a mortal blow for all Middle-earth.
Okay, Numenor again. As a
Sooner
doom.
or later, Sauron's eye bores a hole. The rest of him slithers in.
You sought peace. I gave it to you.
I fucking can't stand that actor,
What
man.
have you done to me? What have you done to me?
What does that? That's a mirror shot.
Truly, I am the one keeping the storm at bay.
Right.
Fucking hell.
Sauron is my enemy.
Gee, it's like when you stump your toe, like as a kid.
Oh, Balrog's so cool.
This is right.
Oh, the little did like a little flip.
Every soul in the seen or unseen world
Saruman,
will know that it was you who was the architect of their demise.
Bombadil. Judgment Day, August 29th.
At this moment, the great tale of our age is being written.
There he is, the man.
Oh, he's gonna have his Legolas moment.
Yeah, there's the callback.
What the fuck?
Galadriel.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that acting?
Is that it? Oh, fucking hell.
What the fuck is that acting?
We have. Oh, let's kill that. We have stuff to discuss. Someone edited and put together this trailer, and that was what they're showcasing. This is as good as it gets. The trailer is meant to entice people.
Well, don't you want to see Sauron versus Galadriel again? Which you know the outcome of the fight. She can't lose that fight.
This is my favorite bit.
Oh my god!
My favorite bit. He's like,
he looks, honestly, it looks like, you know, when you hit your toe, like as a kid, and you just baby cry. Just watch it again. Just watch that little cry.
So we got to watch that little. Hang on, let me.
He sounds like the It Clown. What the fuck?
I mean, that's my reaction when I know that I've got to watch 3 episodes of the Rings of Power on August the 29th.
Oh, don't. We've got 8 hours worth of Rings of Power.
Jesus. Oh,
And more, to be fair. I've just standard that off a 60-minute episode. It's probably going to be longer.
that's pretty much all 3 theatrical editions, isn't it, more or less?
Yeah.
Maybe just shy of an hour of Rings of Power goodness. Gee, oh my god.
What did you think of the trailer?
What am I meant to think? Okay, so it's battles, it's action. Look how cool we're going to be for season 2. Like, that's all you hear them talk about. We've got 2 episodes that are just a big battle scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't a good series make. So we've got a 3-episode premiere, which I guess is just going to be setting all the main players up and everything like that. Maybe might end on like an action scene to try and entice people in for an episode 4. 2 of those episodes are going to be just one big unbroken action scene, apparently, which leaves you with 3 episodes on the side. I mean, to me, it looks like the Battle of Winterfell from season 8 of Game of Thrones. You know how it's all shot, really at nighttime, and you got the White Walkers, like the zombie things. You got orcs, and it just kind of looks like that. I don't think there's going to be really anything at stake. They're just trying to go for spectacle. But they failed to realize that what made the Peter Jackson films were, there was a lot of spectacle. Of course, there was in the Peter Jackson films, but it was backed up with, excellent writing, phenomenal acting, cinematography, music, everything. Yeah. Like Howard Shore didn't have to write a fucking death metal song for the Battle of Helm's Deep. You know what I mean? Or for the Cave Troll in Fellowship of the Ring. There was good world building, that they honored the source material. Did they change things? Yeah, of course they did. It's an adaptation. Was there stuff that was left out that I really wish I'd have put in? Of course there is. I would have loved to have seen the Barrow Wights in the Fellowship of the Ring. And we've got the Barrow Wights in this, but they shouldn't even be a fucking thing at this point. So it's like, I don't want to take the Barrow Wights away. I don't want to get rid of them. It feels like they're clutching at straws. I know we've mentioned this in a previous stream, but it's let's throw in Tom Bombadil, let's throw in the Barrow Wights, let's throw all these things in from the book that they haven't covered in adaptations, even if it doesn't make sense for them to be around at this time of the story.
I mean, I think you're spot on. You're spot on. They've chucked everything at it, and I think we were talking about this before, that they've released 3 trailers, 3 long trailers. It's such a short notice. Like, it starts in, is it 2 weeks? About 2 weeks time.
Yeah, 29. Yeah, just a little bit over 2.5 weeks or so.
I think they're trying to claw as many viewers in, and I think for all the trailers, they've shown a lot of the battle, and I think they're selling it. This season is going to be sold as wait for the battle.
Yeah,
it's going to be our Helm's Deep. It's going to be massive. And that doesn't sell it for me. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it looks great. Visually, yeah. Like, the effects look good. I like the practical orcs. I do. But that doesn't mean that the story's good. And you look at the story, you can see it in the trailer. I can already tell story-wise it's going to be horrible. Because from the moment you put Halbrand with a blonde wig on, you're done. Your deception's gone. And I got really angry, and I got really angry at the end part, because we've got another shipment of Sauron versus Galadriel, and you're going to have the fanfic pages are going to be like, oh, it's Hal Galadriel, whatever how they call them,
isn't it, from Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah, it's just going to be, he's going to be taunting her. She's crying. I think she's crying. I don't know what emotion she shows half the time, but she's going to be upset. They're going to portray it as he's going to try and swoon her over again. Yeah. I actually think during that scene there's going to be 3 people fighting. I think it's going to be Galadriel, Adar, and Sauron, because the crown is what Adar has. So I reckon they're going to fight during the season. But it's just so awful, because she can't lose that fight, surely. No. Because he should very easily be able to kill her, pretty much. And he's after the Elven Ring, so why isn't he like full on killing her? Because she's got it then during that scene. And
Celeborn's meant to be in this, isn't he? Do you think that she's already aware of him, or do you think he's going to unveil that at the end and just say, "Oh, by the way, I know where your husband is"?
It could be. It could be a hook. That could be it. It could be that she's going to kill him, the striking blow, and he's like, "Oh, I know where he is."
Yeah.
And then she stops. She's like, she's crying, or he's taunting that he's killed him. It'll be something to do with Celeborn, because he is going to be in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if he's going to be in season 2. I think he's definitely going to be in season 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if they've got an actor in place for it. I don't know if we're going to see someone in silhouette in chains. It's like, because they haven't cast anyone yet, so they can just cast someone ahead of season 3. And then Galadriel can go on a perilous, heroic quest to try and find her long-lost love, who she's never mentioned at any point, and she should have a daughter as well at this point, and she doesn't seem to have. And
yeah. Well, it was the whole problem with season 1. She was so upset with her brother dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was adamant to look for Sauron for that, but yet her husband wasn't confirmed dead. I don't know if they're married during the show, during this bit. I don't know if they were courting.
Yeah.
They should be.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if in the show they've stated that they're married. I know she mentioned like she saw him at like a dance and she like swooned over him. But I don't know if they've stated that, but I can't see them having a loving relationship. How are they going to bring that in?
Well,
She's
no,
the
he's going to be completely weak. He's going to be useless. She's going to have to do all the
Yeah.
heavy lifting constantly. And I honestly think that's probably the main reason why we didn't see Celeborn in season 1, because I can imagine the writers and the showrunners saying something like, and they may have even said this, we didn't want to diminish Galadriel's agency in the story by having her be married or have a like a husband that she's answering to. It's like, fucking hell, is that your opinion on like marriage and like spouses and like couples? Like, fucking hell.
it's such a bad thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just, we can't have anyone who's still independent and, can think for themselves just because they're married. It's like, what? So, yeah, it's just they wanted to keep the focus on her as Galadriel, fucking warrior princess, and stab, twist, gut, and leading cavalry charges. And now she's fighting Sauron. Like, do you have any respect for the law at all?
No.
Like, there's a Peter Jackson scene that I know rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and I'm not too keen on it either. But in the extended edition of Return of the King, where Gandalf the White stands toe to toe with the Witch King, and they have a bit of a standoff, and the Witch King more or less straight up overpowers Gandalf. Now, it works in the film, I guess, in that moment, because it's meant to be your low point, all hope is lost, and then you hear the horns of the Rohirrim, and we have one of cinema's best moments ever, as far as I'm concerned. Probably is my favorite cinematic scene of all time, actually, that. So I guess it works filmically, but when you break it down into the lore, it's like there is no way that the Witch King could take down Gandalf the White. Completely different power level. Now, the Witch King's super powerful, don't get me wrong, but he ain't a Maiar, and he ain't as good as Gandalf the White. And that's why I like in the book how I think when the gates of Minas Tirith are broken down, you have that great moment where the Witch King comes riding through, and they just have a standoff. They don't fight, they don't engage. It's like the two pieces on the chessboard. And it's such a great scene, and there's like so much tension in that, and I love that. But here we have Galadriel straight up sword fighting with Sauron, who's a fucking Maiar. And at this point as well, like, he hasn't created the one ring of power, but he has had an influence in the other rings of power. So they're kind of within his reach still at this point. So he should be like super powerful. He should have like a fucking power buff at this point. I even hated in the Hobbit films how Galadriel's kind of the one who single-handedly overthrows Sauron and banishes him from Dol Guldur. Like, I hate that. It's, in the book it says, I believe this is in the Fellowship of the Ring book at the Council of Elrond, Gandalf says, it was by the devices of Saruman that we were able to overthrow the necromancer from his dark hold in the east, in the south, wherever it is. And it's like, yeah, it was probably a collaborative effort, but it was Saruman, which makes sense because he's the head of the Astari. He is the White Wizard. Galadriel's cool, and she's like one of the most powerful beings in Middle Earth, but not when you rank her against the Astari or any of the Maiar or the Ainur, for example. And yeah, they just want Billy Badass, don't they? They just want to ass kicking and call, and to probably have a similar moment as you mentioned to the end of season 1, where we were trying to ship them, and it was. She gives that smirk, and they're kind of giving that like knowing glance at each other as they're sparring and fighting, and it's like, oh, just fuck already! Like, come on, just like, you want to get to it. It's horrendous. And Robin agrees with us in the comments. Robin says these producers are delusional. I think that's a very good word for it. I agree.
100%, 100. And speaking of Billy Badass, I think we can kind of see what her storyline's going to be throughout the season. They've already quoted that this is a Galadriel that gets her nails dirty, that gets down in the action, and it's going to start off with her getting told off for letting Sauron go. She's going to confess. And I've got another point later for why that makes me more angry about this trailer. But she's going to be hunting ghouls, apparently. And that's where we'll get the Barrow-wights from. Which, when she goes to stab the Barrow-wight, have you got the bit? It is absolutely awful. Look how much power she puts in. And literally stabs it. She literally moves her arm forward a little bit. And then bang, it's dead.
Yeah, is it before that? I'm just skimming through the trailer. Let me find the Barrow-wights. Oh,
there we go.
here.
Right.
Fall beyond
Watch
reckoning.
watch how she stabs it.
Yeah, yeah.
The heck is that?
Okay, let's slow that down. Actually, let's slow that down. Half speed this. Yeah, it's just so nonchalant, isn't it? Just like,
Look, she's got a kill. Look how, no offense, like, I like how blue their eyes are, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, that could be a directing issue, I guess, at that point. You know, it's like, okay, Morphy Clark, we want you to stab upwards. We want you to stab and just pretend you're stabbing something. But they could say, you know, no, you've got to put a lot more effort into this. This is like a ghoul. This is a ghost and it's bearing down on you. Like, that could be a directing issue. But so that definitely could be a thing. But also her acting talent so far, based on season 1 and most of the stuff that we've seen in season 2, it just looks like it's doubling down on everything we've already seen from her, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean, just look at that photo. That's her face when she sees Adar's army.
Oh, it's the
What's that?
It's the eyebrows.
She literally scrunches her cheeks up, gets the eyebrows down. She's just, what is that? What emotion's that? And
Yeah. Like...
I'll get another one up because I've got a few other faces that will randomly pop up.
I'll see if I can match it.
Right.
I'll see if I can find the many faces of Galadriel.
That
one's a picture.
Oh, that's a gem. I mean, that's her seeing her mortal enemy.
Oh, yeah, we were just on that, weren't we? Let me, whereabouts was that? Where she was in a cage.
I mean, look at that, right? She's captured in that cage, surrounded by orcs.
Yeah.
You'd think she was just sitting on a park bench.
Oh, there we go.
Chilling.
Yeah, it's just...
No terror.
She's just like, yeah.
No anger. She's just chilling. What is this? And she's going to be captured by Adar.
Yeah.
Whether, I think this will be after they have a fight in the woods, don't they? What you see her doing the cool moves because she's cool. When she's shooting 2 flaming arrows, not 1.
Well, if I can just draw your attention to the orcs that are marching in broad daylight there as well.
See, I told you, they keep doing this. Why aren't they burning? That one's bold. He ain't got no factor 50. He's burning.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. Like, I know the Peter Jackson films had orcs in daylight as well. In the extended edition of Return of the King, they add a scene in where they say that Sauron sends like a dark cloud overhead, which kind of justifies it. It's still quite bright though, even in the films, regardless. But they make such a point of it in season 1 of this show. You have the orcs like that are shrouded in those cowls, and you know they've got like tarpaulin kind of things, like tents up to keep them shaded and keep them in the dark. And then you follow it up with season 2, and you just got them out in the open like this. So, what was the point of all that?
Just got them wandering about.
Yeah.
But they do show that it's a little bit cloudy. But what about if the sun breaks through the clouds? Then they're screwed.
Oh, they're fucked. Yeah, that's it. Done.
Like, at least with the Lord of the Rings, the Battle of Minas Tirith, they're bringing the weather with them. That's the whole point of it. With this, who's controlling the weather? And this is another plot point that I don't get how they're going to get around. But the fall of Eregion is all down to Sauron. So he's organized this army. But in the show, this is Adar's army.
Yeah.
That's fighting and going to be fighting in Eregion, sorry. And it looks like Sauron's taking Eregion down from within. As you can see, he does that little sidestep by that weak, poor choreography.
Awful, yeah.
Just no slice. Try stab him. He literally sidesteps and then backhands the guy.
Yeah.
And he's dead. But at some point, Sauron needs to take over this army.
Mm-hmm.
So he's rather going to fight Adar or he's going to convince him. But like in the trailer, Adar hates Sauron and is going to be teaming up with Galadriel. Oh, God, what a sentence. And they've already had that. He already tried to team up with her in the last season, but she said no. And now they're doing it again.
Yeah, it will be a mortal blow for all Middle Earth. Yeah, this trailer blows as well. Do you know what she reminds me of? Actually, like how desaturated this is, and just how she looks, the blonde hair and the kind of like desaturated blue dress. Do you ever see Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland?
Yes, yes, it does.
Mia Wasikowska, was that her name or something like that? Because even she's Billy Badass in that film. Do you remember when she fights the Jabberwocky at the end? She's all suited and booted in armor with a shield and sword. It's oh my god, it's Galadriel.
Yeah, leader of the Northern armies.
Yeah. Oh god. We've got a few more comments from. We've got some from Tobias actually. Tobias says, "You have not seen what I have seen," and then he says, "Well, I think we have now. Yeah, I think we've seen plenty. But we've got eight hours. 8 hours. I can't do it. How am I going to cope?" And Robin says, Celebrimbor's weakness is a blow to my heart. The Lord of Eregion should never be so doddering. That's what you get when you cast someone who's like senile. He's old. That's not Celebrimbor. They couldn't have been. They're so way off base with the casting of him.
Yes.
It's horrifying. It really is.
Mate, I saw a comment. It was one of the top comments for the trailer. And it was something like, Celebrimbor's fate this season. My heart can't take it. I'm like, what? How are you getting a connection with this Celebrimbor? He is awful. Look at it. Look at that. He's so awful.
I know exactly where that is on the timeline. It's just, yeah.
Get it bookmarked. Because you'll be seeing a lot of memes of that. But he says in the trailer that really angers me. He goes, "Who are you, truly?" It's like, what do you mean? Like, for one, how are you letting an elf in that you don't know who he is when you've already had the high suspicion of Halbrand's already gone in? They've already used the deception plot for season 1. He's already been caught. Now you're going to go back. Eregion's not on high alert. He's back now as Anatar. And now why the hell is he asking who he is? And why is he still trusting him? Now, when we did our rumour, it said that the actor said that Sauron's putting a spell on him. Now, you see in this trailer that he is messing with his mind. So I think that's how they're going to explain it. But I still think it's very poor, to be honest. Very poor.
The last trailer, because we were we were speculating as to how it's going to go down in the show. But when he first approaches Celebrimbor, he's in Halbrand form, right? I.e., no wig, just normal Halbrand look.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where Celebrimbor's kind of like looking outside. He's really sheepish and he's like closing the shutters. So it almost looks like he's harboring Halbrand. Like he knows who he is and he knows that he's shady, but Halbrand's probably offered him great things. And he's, it's like, right, we're going to have to keep this hush hush, but you can work with me. Fine. So then he's going to, we were hypothesizing that he's going to change into Anatar, the Lord of Gifts. They've already met at this point, and he's like, right, okay, well, if you're going to work with me, if you're going to work in plain sight, then you need a new look, you need a new disguise. And we're probably thinking that's how he's going to turn into Anatar, the Lord of Gifts. Like, Celebrimbor's already going to be in the know. It's not like Halbrand's going to show up with his blonde wig on, and Celebrimbor's going to pretend he's never seen him before. He meets him as Halbrand, right? And then the two of them devise a plot together, probably, and then we get the Anatar disguise. Is that right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure, because in the trailer they do meet as Halbrand again, which does not make sense because he's already gone, because he goes to Mordor and then we see him getting captured by Adar as Halbrand, and then from there he's going back to Eregion as Halbrand.
So that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at, that Celebrimbor already knows who this is. Like when Halbrand shows up, he knows that that's Sauron, right?
Yeah.
He does know. He is aware of this information.
Unless he's not attending the Great Councils, because we've heard it in the trailer of Galadriel confessing that Sauron was here. So unless he's not been attending there, then he should know, and the whole of Eregion should be on alert.
Yeah.
But somehow he goes. He's there apparently.
See how this goes down in the book. Sauron just shows up one day in angelic form, doesn't he? As like a new person on the block kind of thing. And most people are just kind of bought in, like they're allured by him, and he has all these promises, and he wants to learn with them, he wants to work with them, and everyone kind of surrounds him and is enraptured by him. But it's Galadriel who says that I'm paraphrasing, but it's like that quote in the Fellowship of the Ring film where it's like, I feel like the enemy would, was it seem fairer and feel fouler? It's that kind of thing. She's like, okay, he's too nicey, he's too perfect, he's too angelic. Where's the catch here? And it's Galadriel who kind of has the initial suspicion. But in this, you've had this whole elaborate story. Well, it's not even elaborate, is it? You've had this whole story with Halbrand before where people, like, he's outed as Sauron. He is. So there's no shock to characters. So you've got to rewrite it all now where some people are aware of who he is. And that's why the disguise doesn't work, because he hasn't changed his face. When all these rumors were coming out that, we were going to have like was it like a Middle Eastern actor playing Sauron or something? They had like loads of people they said that was going to play Sauron in this series. This would actually make sense to do that because he's a shapeshifter and he would need to, shake off his disguise as Halbrand and appear as someone new. And they're not doing that. We've talked it to death, but honestly, I can't get over the whole Anatar Lord of Gifts thing with the wig. It's just, what are we trying to do here? And from the trailer, we'll go through the trailer in just a second. I know we've only got like 20 minutes, so we'll power through this and we'll go through some bits in the trailer. It kind of looks like they're doing like a Sam Raimi kind of horror angle, like the bit where his reflection glitches in the mirror, and there looks like there's a dream sequence with Galadriel where everything's like got a red filter on it, and there's a tree with vines that snatches someone up, almost like it's the rape tree from Evil Dead or something. Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Like going down like body horror here or something? Or it's weird. Yep.
That's Celebrimbor that gets snatched up.
Good. Maybe you'll have that face. We've got a few more comments. Robin says that she's an American. Greetings from across the pond. Thank you for tuning in. I'm an American, and may I just say how much I love your accents? Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then Robin also says, I know Shadow of Mordor isn't canon either, but at least he looks like an elf. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Those games played very fast and loose with the lore. A lot of decisions in those games that I wasn't keen on. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, the characters kind of look like the characters. Apart from Shelob, who looks really hot and is like a shape-shifting woman now for some reason.
Yeah, and Isildur's a woman beater because he fights Shelob, so there we go.
Oh my god, yes. We see a clip of that in this trailer as well, don't we? Let's go through the trailer real quick now then. So, if you need to dip out, man, just let me know. That's fine, but we'll try and power through this. War is coming to Middle-earth, yeah.
No shit.
I want to say as well, like, dwarves, they craft like wonderful, beautiful, elegant things in their own way. What the fuck is going on with that crown? Like, I'm sorry, that is a terribly designed crown. Like, what are we doing with that?
That looks like, when you get like a tinfoil chocolate wrapper and you're just playing around with it and you get like the little spikes in it. It just looks like that. It looks crap. Put it straight.
I thought these were CGI orcs marching here. The way they move just looks a bit awkward. Maybe they are people in suits, but just.
I think the back two look real. The rest don't.
This one in the middle, right here, kind of looks a little bit off. But trebuchets. They got them all set up.
It doesn't look well composed. Something looks off for me. It doesn't. I don't know what I could put my hand on it. It might be because I know that it's CGI that it draws me straight away out of it. But like the background, like the mountains. I think the tree
left are real. I'm trying to see where the composite kind of breaks down. I think the tree line has been extended at the very back. I think probably the only real trees are those ones on the left there. Then it's a little bit blurry into kind of the fog of war. That's where the CGI kicks in. The mountains, even the sky, kind of looks like it's been, well, that would be for the cloud, won't it? That wouldn't have been on set. So yeah.
I mean, look at that big gap in the sky, man. Those orcs must be cooking.
Yeah. It's nighttime. Maybe they should have waited for the cover of dark before they started their attack. Yeah,
and you know what I love? I love putting nice big flaming in boulders right next to a forest. Love that. Look at that. I love that.
And
How the hell have they got the trebuchets through the forest, actually? It looks quite dense. They would have had to build them outside of the forest. So why the hell has no one attacked them?
And the elves here just look mildly disinterested that there's a couple of flaming boulders flying.
Yeah,
should we give them a volley? Are they too far away for a volley? I don't know. Should we do something? Should we fight back? Do we have any means to fight back? Oh, they're not even reacting to that. Are they just like, oh.
No, they're just staring at it as you do. Look at that.
Those flaming. Yeah, it's reminding me of Shrek 2 for some reason with the giant gingerbread man where he kicks the flaming gumdrop.
Yes.
Not the gumdrop button.
And look, that's framed like Two Towers as well. You got the two like Alvin soldiers, and you see the army right through them.
Yeah.
Because remember the Two Towers?
Yeah. It's like a combination of, Helm's Deep, nighttime, fair enough. I know orcs need to attack at nighttime. You've got the fortress. You've got these like manning the wall, the elves. And then like the whole catapult thing's very Minas Tirith, where they wait till nighttime as well, don't they? And then start doing the flaming ones into the city courtyard. This is just a continuation of that. Elrond.
Work of Sauron.
Oh, now she's telling us it's the work of Sauron. We get this fucking editing in this trailer, man. It's so bad.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Audience, guys in the comments, if you didn't know, Halbrand is Sauron. Just saying.
Yeah.
I didn't know. If it wasn't for this trailer, I wouldn't have had a clue.
Keep your comments coming in, guys. Like, we will get to your comments in just a second. We're just going to get through this trailer a little bit more.
Also, on that trailer, that shot, he's at Moria. That looks like the same throne. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was the forge where he kind of erupts from, but yeah, no, I think you're right. Yeah, you got the glow from the rocks. I think you're probably right there. Yeah, the throne, very dwarvish. Yeah. This is what you call.
That. Look at that.
Let's. He moves before he even stabs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's go. Let's go a little bit slower on this one. Yeah. Look. He's moving before he's even stabbed, and he still stabs in a straight line. Look
at that. He's just staring at him. Look at him. He's just staring in amazement. He's not using two hands. He's got a hand free there. Why isn't he swinging it, Sauron?
It's so telegraphed. Like he moves before he even lunges, so it doesn't. That's why it looks really bad. He's not reacting to it.
Right. So he's gone with one hand there. Look, he's moved. Look, he has a free hand.
Yeah.
And all of his. If you look at his hand on that shot, it's scrunched up like he's gonna throw a punch. What is he doing? And he got Celebrimbor in the background. He's holding his hand there. He's docile. He's not even meant to be on set at that point. He's just wandered on. Like, no one knows why he's there. But look, the problem as well is, why the hell's he gone to stab when he's got a bigger target area if he goes to slice, if he goes to hit it sideways? And he's not. Oh, that's awful. Look at that for a shot.
Maybe not in the books, maybe a little bit, but certainly in the Peter Jackson films. I mean, I don't even know if this is meant to be tying it. Some things tie in, sometimes, they steal lines from it. They steal the design of the Balrog and whatnot. But aren't elves meant to be like super agile? This, I don't know. I guess the other guards were slacking off this day. I guess this is just like the reserve guy they just got in. Look at this dumbfounded expression as well. Like, I can't get over this at all. This is just so bad.
And he just grabs the sword off him.
Yeah. Look, he basically lets go.
He doesn't.
He's not even resisting. He's not even like holding on to it. Now I know Sauron's probably like super strong and what.
He just lets go.
What the fuck? Do you know have you seen the Austin Powers movies?
Yes.
Do you know in Goldmember with Michael Caine where he gets down to like the last guy? And he goes like, "You haven't even got a name tag. Why don't you just lie down? Go on." He just gives up. He's the equivalent of that. He is that guy.
He's literally got a free hand at this point, by the way.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's got a dagger on him. Why the hell is he not resisting. Like, what the heck's this?
Just let's go. Look at that. Then, yeah,
Oh
we'll just-
my god.
that's it. Let's just get to a couple of comments real quick, and then we'll dip back. Robin says, "Oh gosh, the Shelob plot was the worst, and all the armor in this is a joke." Yeah, what was the budget for this? I know they spent so much money on actually acquiring the rights to it, but I feel like the budget was meant to be super high, right?
Yeah, I think it's 250 million for a season, like each season. So,
And I know TV is different to movies, but I don't know if you've seen Godzilla -1 yet that came out last year. That was done on a budget of like less than 15 mil, and it looks phenomenal. And then you say how much this was in comparison. It's just...
when
And
you
as if you compare it to the budget of Peter Jackson's trilogy of The Lord of the Rings, like, what are we doing? It's just an insult, isn't it? It's really bad.
yeah,
It's why I said I remember in the Battle of the Five Armies they had those trolls with the trebuchets on their backs. Would love to see them make an appearance. One of the cooler elements of that battle for sure. I guess that was creative. It's fine. I actually wasn't too keen on them using trolls in the Battle of the Five Armies because at that point the trolls are meant to be like talking and a bit comical. You know, especially if you look at the trilogy as a whole, you have like the comedy trolls in the first movie, and then all of a sudden you get to like the Olog-hai and the mountain trolls that are used in war that are much more akin to the Lord of the Rings within the same trilogy. It didn't really work for me, but I guess yeah, it's one of the cooler designs. I think Peter Jackson just kind of went nuts with the Battle of the Five Armies. It was just like, let's have a troll whose sole purpose in this battle is to have like a stone helmet to headbutt the wall. Let's have that troll who's got no legs, no arms, is blind, and has like the spiked, well, has like the chain arms or whatever it is. Yeah.
I mean, if he is after trolls, Tobias, then you've got Damrod, who you'll see later on, and you'll be treated with him for sure.
And then Robin says, if you guys could cast Sauron / Anatar, who would you want to play the role? Ooh. See, I'm useless with this because I'd probably say like an unknown actor or something, which is really not a fun answer to your question. But who would I pick to play?
I would go. Two people sprung to mind.
Go on.
The first one was Henry Cavill, but I think he would suit more Aegon, the Conqueror, than a Sauron.
You
And then
need
there's-
someone who's quite demure, quite angelic, like feminine based, I think, for Anatar.
And the second one I thought was Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, I guess, you know, like the Loki, the god of deception, that kind of works for that. Yeah, I really don't know, actually. I'm not very good with questions like that. I really have to like think about it for like ages and like look at all my DVD collection, like who could play this character. But yeah, I think it's got to be someone who's quite unassuming, who's quite striking, has quite like a chiseled face, almost like another worldly face. No, I'm not someone like, you know, this is the female equivalent, but Tilda Swinton. You know how she almost looks, you know, alien, like otherworldly, almost with how her face is. I feel like you need the male equivalent to that for Anatar. But yeah, let's continue. So we have someone on horseback here riding into Rune.
Yes.
This is Mad Max Fury Road. So who's this on the horse then?
I reckon they're going to be one of those ghouls who's after them. You can see they've got like the headscarf on wrapped around.
Yeah,
it's going to be one of those gremlins that, who knows, they might be sent by Saruman.
What's on the back of the horse there? Is that just, that's just,
I think that's just bags.
isn't it? Is it just sort of in the horse or something?
Our armies cannot defeat him.
Armies cannot defeat him. This is Minas Tirith right there. So I know it's not, but it just looks identical, doesn't it?
100%.
It says Mad Max Fury Rune. Well, Robin says Benedict Cumberbatch, but I mean, he played the Necromancer, didn't he, in the Hobbit film? So you're kind of knitting the two together a bit too closely there, I think, with that. But yeah, I mean, if he hadn't been in the Hobbit films, I could actually see him doing it, definitely. But I don't know if he wants this on his resume, to be honest. I think a lot of the actors are jumping ship. We know the guy who plays Adar, he got out pretty quick, didn't he, after season 1?
And Theo's mum
Yeah.
has had a break from acting.
The Rings of Power season 1 will do that to you. Cool guys don't look at explosions. Look how cool
Once
Sauron
the
is. Look
deceiver
at that.
obtains a being's trust, he gains the ability.
Remember,
That you mentioned where
yeah. I remember I said in one of the live streams, the ring, that's how it'll swoon it over. The ring will heal the tree. And we have more of the tree.
We have wide shot. This is the point where you have Kid and the shipwright here as well, right? In the wide shot. Is that the same thing? And initially I think Elrond's speaking out against the rings, and you've suggested, and I think this pretty much almost confirms it here. Yeah, you still got the crowd of elves there, that she's going to demonstrate the ring, or Gil-galad's going to demonstrate the ring, see that it rejuvenates the woods and think, oh, these rings are a great idea. Let's carry on down this path. So
He gains the ability to sculpt.
Look how fast that is. My God.
I know, yeah, rapid.
To sculpt their very thoughts.
Right, okay. Let's take it back here. So
Trust. He gains the ability to sculpt their very thoughts.
So dream sequence.
Oh my God! Look at that face, man.
No, let's take that back.
Oh, that's awful. That's so bad. Like, what is she? She looks scared, but what's she doing with her eyebrows, man? I swear she just emotes with them. It's like, open your eyes wide. It's like if you ever had a photo with the flash on, it's like trying not to blink and then bang. Like, now you did mention that we might be having her raging a little bit.
Yeah.
As a callback to the Fellowship. Do you reckon this is part of that? Or do you reckon this is a dream sequence that Sauron is conjuring up in her mind?
Yeah, I think this is a dream sequence because we see him sort of like fucking with Celebrimbor's mind later on in the trailer. And I think this is probably just going to be an extension of that. I just love how there's a red filter. Let's just stick a red filter on it. Now we've got a nightmare. You know, it's... I don't... Have you ever seen Tim Minchin, the comedy, the pianist? He does like comedy songs and everything like that. But he does a great song called Dark Side, and he pretends to write this really sort of pretentiously angsty, moody piece called Dark Side. And he says, you know, when I perform this song, I like to change the lighting a little bit so that everything's a bit red. And it's just this red light comes out. It just reminds me of that. It's like, oh, we've got to be angsty, we've got to be edgy. Let's just whack a red filter on it. Look at that.
It looks horrible. Yeah,
it really does. Yeah.
It just draws you out of it straight away. You're not thinking, oh, cool. I'm thinking, oh, that looks horrible. Sorry. It just makes me laugh, man. Look at him. He's
grabbed.
He's the lead protagonist, and I'll keep saying it for this season. He's the lead protagonist.
Yeah.
And it's going to evolve around his bromance, according to the actors and the writers, a bromance with Sauron. Yeah. Somehow they've got to conjure that up.
Mm-hmm. See, I was thinking here, like, the minds are attacking him, like someone's augmenting them, but none of the rings they have are like a nature ring, are they? I mean, I know you have like the ring of fire and there's the ring of water and whatnot, but nothing that'll snatch you up with the evil dead. So I think this is going to be Sauron's influence personally.
I don't know, you know, the way that she's breathing, I don't know if this is because she's lost control.
Mm. This is Numenor, right? Isn't it, with the armor? Or
yeah, it is Numenor. They're looks like they're rioting it.
Yeah, this is So we're gonna see tensions fraying in Numenor and throwing people out. Is this where you're gonna have the faithful or people speaking out against Ar-Pharazôn?
Yeah, it's like the brown shirts and like Nazi Germany. You know, they're going to be rounding up people, and there we go. 2 reasons why over there. She's back. I said this. I made a video earlier on, and I said, without Googling it, can you tell me her name in the show?
Certainly not.
Chat, please do not Google it. Please, promise us not to. Tell me who's that character's name. What's her name?
Who's that Pokemon?
Well, she's meant to be with our Farazan's son, and we see him later on in the trailer doing devious things.
Like, without saying who she's a relation to, which characters she's a relation to. So, there we go.
Muriel.
No idea.
Oh, what have we got? A answer? Is it?
No, I'm just waiting for a few more. Any takers? Can anyone remember this character's name?
Going once.
Have you checked it up? Do you know it, or are you genuinely asking like you can't remember the name?
I can't remember. It's one of those where I never want to Google it. I want to learn it by myself, and I'm not. Where's Waldrick? Exactly, bath time. Thank you. Waldrick.
I've got horrible feeling. Episode 1.
Ugh. They better not. I'll tell you that much. I'll be fuming.
That's generic Hermione.
It is. And just think, like, she was the first person to discover the king had died. So she's got to break the news.
Yeah.
And she's going to be a big player, I think, in this season because she's going to be the link between Elendil, so the good side, and also Ar-Pharazôn's son, who's evil, and she's going to be the
as well. So she's going to have like the power of foresight. And
God, when you think of who's held the Palantir, and you think that she has, Jesus.
Do we think that by the end of the series, Ar-Pharazôn is going to be in ownership of the Palantir?
Yeah, he's got to be in charge by the end of the season.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, they're starting off, I think, with Muriel being blind, and she's going to be teaching Isildur how to rule. Oh. Isildur, you know, the one at the start of the Fellowship, right? He learned everything from a blind Muriel. Jesus. You remember her helmet? Was like the sun.
Yeah, the sun crest, wasn't it? Yeah.
God.
Do you remember Elendil's armor with his little man boob armor that he had going on?
Oh yeah, the £250 million series that had like the Batman versus Robin designs.
And the thing is, like, you look at the absolutely gorgeous, like, ornate, detailed armor designs of the Peter Jackson films, and even to some respect, like the Hobbit trilogy as well. I know a lot of it was CGI, but even still, like, the armor looked great for the most part. Not as good as the Lord of the Rings, but when we see Minas Tirith, when we see Gondor in the Lord of the Rings, that's meant to be sort of like the world of men in decline. This is Gondor at its worst, pretty much. Well, it's up there as one of the worst times. It's in decay, it's in ruin, it's in pretty hard times. This is meant to be sort of like the origins of Gondor with Númenor at its peak. This is meant to be all guns blazing kind of thing, and this is as good as we can make the armor look.
Yeah,
like if you want to have the sun design, the sun crest design, fair enough. And I think there are some illustrations out there that Tolkien did of the crown of Elendil, or the crown of the crown of LSR. Sorry, Aragorn's crown at the end, that does look very Egyptian style, which I guess you could sort of run with, like these big, like ornate helmets. Like, I'm fine with that if you want to do that, but it looked like it was made of plastic. It just looked like a plastic chess piece, and there was no detailing, there was no design, and it certainly doesn't look like the budget for this thing. So
it looks awful.
Bath Time's defending the trailer a little bit. He says, I thought the trailer looked all right myself. Not sure about this weird mind control of Celebrimbor, and even less enthused of Shelob is one of the names of the music tracks. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, we know now that Shelob is in there. We've known that for a bit now. You told me, and we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah.
Robin says, even Batman and Robin armor was truer to the origin of the nonsense. It's like the spandex athletic where they make with Superman abs printed up. Yeah, it's just really bad, isn't it? Let's carry on anyway. So, it's still any takers for this character's name. We'll continue, but if anyone can get the name without Googling, you get first prize. That's side-eye, though. Hang on, let me just
God.
just back.
Oh, if you didn't know he was evil, look at that for a grimace.
You are wise.
So that's
Oh.
just being there where Elrond's like, no, don't do the whole ring thing.
He's
You are
such a
wise.
cock, isn't he? Elrond. He is. He's meant to be such a presence in Middle Earth. You'd look like you'd get bullied. He ain't got a look at the gods beside him. They'd batter him. Look at him, and he's fighting in a Region. He's leading the defense. It looks like.
Bath Time says this is referring to the previous character's name. Is it Miranda or something?
You know what the problem is? They're guessing. We ain't got a clue.
Oh,
So it could be Miranda.
I keep forgetting. I keep thinking you know what it is. That's why.
No.
Oh no, I'm gonna try. Okay, so you have Isildur. I thought it was something similar to that.
Oh, Al.
Like not Idris. No, Idris Elba.
It's not Alan or Idris Elba. There he is. There.
Yeah. Bath Time says, was there anything you two liked from the trailer? I liked when it was over.
Yeah, damn
There you go. The Celebrimbor's crying face. I like
Oh, yes.
You are wise.
that. Right, let's see. Okay, yeah.
Fear these rings.
So he's got the ring on at this point. So this is where he's going all dragon sicknessy and whatnot. Are they wild boars on the arms of the chair?
It looks like a wolf or a boar. It looks like a snout, doesn't it? I reckon that's a boar.
I'm just remembering Billy Connolly riding on a pig.
Ugh.
Sorry, CGI Billy Connolly riding on a pig.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
In Sauron's hands, they could work an evil beyond reckoning.
Okay, Barrow Whites. Like, what do we think to the designs of the Barrow Whites? Actually, let's just like. So we've got this one that's like all,
they look Persian, but they're meant to be the descendants from the Dunedain who suffered a plague.
Yep. Well, they're like evil spirits that have been sent in to, and they're like trying to like body snatch, basically, aren't they? They're wearing the jewelry and the finery and the robes and whatnot.
It looks like a cross between Pirates of the Caribbean and the White Walkers.
Yeah, with the blue eyes. Yeah, that's a really good shout, actually. Yeah, no, you're right. And here's the thing, like, wearing the crowns and everything. Like, yeah, you've got the appearance from the books. Great. Give yourself a chocolate hobnob. Fantastic. You've done a great job. But the problem is, like, that there's a reason as to why they should have crowns. There's a reason why they should dress like this. There's a reason why the Barrow Whites exist in the first place. And we haven't got to that point yet. We're way too early. The timeline is fucked. We haven't introduced the Nine. We haven't had the ring race. We haven't had the Witch King. We haven't had the fall of the realm of
no.
Oh no, that's it. Thank you. With the three kingdoms there, like we've done none of that. We've done none of that at all. So why are these here? It's just a cheap little. If you're a fan of the book, we're trying to get you in because we've got the Barrow Whites now. Hey, you remember Tom Bombadil? He's in here too, and it's you've skipped out the whole meaning of everything and the setup for everything as to why things mean things in this, and it's just
no joke.
A little action scene, isn't it? That's all.
No joke. From the word of the director, it was because they hadn't been seen before on screen. That's why they brought it in. He said, wouldn't it be cool to see Barrow Whites on screen? When that's your logic, that's why we've got Shelob fighting Isildur. That's why we're going to have Saruman in the show. Because won't it look cool? That's why this trailer's not fooling me. Like, I'm not getting fooled by, look at the battle scenes, look at this, look how cool this is. Because looking cool doesn't mean that it's going to be a good story at all. So I'm not being fooled by it. And I think that's what got me angry, because this trailer...
I think, for judging by the thumbs up.
Yeah, because this trailer's meant to be like, look at the battle. This looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you've already done your damage in season 1. The damage is done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know what we're getting in for. There's no surprises with this at all. Robin's taking a guess at the character name. Idril. I was going to go with something like this, like Indis or...
Oh, is it something like Alanef?
Yeah, I couldn't remember if it was more Isildur focused or Elendil focused.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't remember. Bath Time says, "Do you have any hope they'll stick to the lore about Celebrimbor?" No, because
No.
they haven't done so already. Absolutely not. He's going to be one of the most destroyed characters this whole series. That's a question, actually. Which character from the book do you think is going to get destroyed the most in this one?
Ooh,
I think
that's a good
Celebrimbor.
choice.
Part of me wants to say Kid and the Shipwright, but I mean, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of him in the show. I think he's just going to kind of be around. So.
Oh, that's a tough one. Galadriel's already destroyed.
Yeah.
She does what she wants.
It's tricky because a lot of the characters have already been destroyed since series 1, haven't they?
I think
Bombadil, maybe, like that's one, perhaps, or Saruman or Gandalf.
I'm going to go with Isildur.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to really fuck up his character.
Mm-hmm.
And good shout as well, Elendil. I think he's going to be... I reckon he's going to come across as a bad guy to start off with because he had that anger from the previous season of the elves, and I reckon he's going to get tamed down and properly neutered. So I'm going to go Elendil.
It's a shame because I actually really liked the actor who they got for Elendil, and I think material he could have been great. I thought he was probably one of the strongest. I mean, there was nothing really of note for Elendil's character in series 1, but I thought the actor seemed to do a pretty good job with what he had. Tobias says it's almost like this show forgot to actually build a world to place its characters in. Yeah, like series 1, it was filmed in New Zealand, but it felt so small scale. It felt like everything was like a cheap set. Like, do you remember like where the Harfoots were and the costumes and everything there? It felt like they were just on like a little wooded soundstage. It just looked really, really naff. Like you didn't see the budget, and whenever they did do location shooting, it just felt fake. It had like this sort of, you know, when they did the initial teaser trailer for it, and they had the logo of the Rings of Power, they had like all the was it like the molten metal or whatever it was doing the logo or the name, the Rings of Power on the block of wood, and it looked, everyone thought it was CGI, and it looked really fake. And then they did a video saying, "Oh no, it was actually practical effects," but I don't know, they had some like glossy post-production thing over the top, and it just makes everything look fake. Bath Time says, "What? Isildur fights Shelob?" Oh yes, and if we carry on the trailer, we will see that. Establishing shot. I mean, that looks fine, I suppose, as an establishment.
Yeah.
Hammer time. We got the orcs breaking in. Do you think it's going to be they're trying to like break down the doors or break down the gate with that, and it's like, but nothing can breach it?
Yeah, and you know who will?
Yeah.
Damrod.
Damrod will breach it.
The thing, look how he hit that.
I know.
There's no effort. What the heck? He's not even hit like the wooden part of the door. He's hit the hardest part.
Yeah. I know.
What's he doing?
We need Waldrig with his magical sword.
Look at the choreo. I love watching the people in the background.
It's right down, and I want to look at some of the background characters to see if to see what this looks like. Okay, I'm keeping my eyes on the characters directly behind the two characters in the foreground. So in the screen, I'm looking at them. You've got the option of left or right.
I'm looking at the bald orc and the long black-haired one on the left.
Got you. Okay, here we go.
Oh my god, that orc just stepped... Wait, right. I'm sorry, look at that one on the left. The orc just steps back. Luke, watch.
Oh my god, he just turns his back to him.
He just steps back.
Oh, fucking hell. What's that elf doing there? Wait, is that... Are these both orcs attacking him? Oh, I thought that was a guy in the middle. Hang on. So we've got two orcs then. The elf's fighting two orcs. I see it now. Okay. Yeah, that one just steps back. He can have a one-on-one.
What?
That's
what is that?
Really bad. Everything else looks... Yeah, I guarantee there's going to be so many like examples of that throughout this whole series.
Do you remember in season 1 when they were duplicating like the crowd, people in the crowd?
Yeah,
do you reckon we'll get any of that?
I actually had a picture come up on my Facebook earlier of that from Rings of Power. I was going to send it you, but I assumed that you probably had already seen something similar.
Get a load of Waldrigs in. That's what I want.
I just want to bring up this comment because oh, here we go. Yeah, Bath Time says, I'm all for adaptations, but that's ridiculous. Sam versus Shelob is an echo of Eärendil and Alan Callaghan. Yeah, and you know, Sam even mentions that in the book. It's one of my favorite moments, and especially if I'm doing my sort of like annual Silmarillion read into the Hobbit, into the Lord of the Rings, and you know, you've come that far, you've read all those stories, and you get to that moment at the end where Sam's like, we're part of those same great tales too, Mr. Frodo, and he mentions like Eärendil and Beren and Luthien and Turin Turambar, and he says we're part of that, and you're like, yeah, we are. We've read all these stories, and it's wonderful. And now, yeah,
and now Sam's achievement is just gone down the drain.
Yeah, in the last video we did, you mentioned that, and I didn't even think about that, but you're so totally right.
Yeah, because Amazon have to do it bigger and better.
Yeah.
Although Shelob looks tiny, which I don't think it'll be Shelob in that clip. I think it'll be one of her spawn.
Oh, I see. I thought that was the what? Yeah. Oh God.
If that is Shelob, that's poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Robin's totally right with this, and this has been my argument since the beginning, since season 1, since the first trailer came out. I know the men have all been emasculated, but seeing Galadriel's femininity and mystery destroyed for basic girl boss is so painful. 100%. And it's not just Amazon that are doing it. Disney, chief among them, one of the worst offenders of doing this. But a lot of other studios have followed suit. And I'm sorry, but isn't that just... It's to me, that's almost like women don't have anything going on in their own right, so we've got to make them like a guy because that will make them cool. In the guise of trying to make women like really popular and action-packed and whatnot, like, yeah, you know, women, female characters are relevant, but it's almost like this underhanded meaning to it where it's like girls can't get it done on their own, so we've got to give them masculine traits. We've got to basically make them like a guy in order to be won over. And it's like that completely undermines your argument, surely. Yeah, it's this weird hypocrisy to it all, and inherently with a lot of these studios, and when you really break down their arguments, and you know, it's full of hypocrisy across the board. You know, Disney as well, like one of the companies, a company that challenges, promotes diversity and inclusion and all of this, will be the same studio that removes John Boyega from the poster for Star Wars when they're selling it to China. They'll cover up Chadwick Boseman's face on the Black Panther poster for China. They'll remove a same-sex kiss scene from Star Wars, and or it'll be a character very much in the background for overseas who don't like that kind of thing in their movies, and they'll just remove it. They're so phony, and it's the same kind of argument with this as well. It's the same argument that I have where they like not gender flip a character, well, kind of that too, but also where they'll like race flip a character as well. I'm thinking how it's almost like people are getting sloppy seconds, just, oh, we've taken that white character and we've made them black now, so does that appease you? Like, I think black people would be offended by that. It's like, well, no, we want original characters. We want characters to stand up on our own. Thank you very much. We don't want one that's just been repackaged and sold. You know what I mean? It's just, it's all down the toilet. All of this, it's so bad. Let's see what else. So what do we think is happening here? Where is she getting apprehended? Because she's in this uniform here. So
I reckon she's been fighting in the woods, and this is where Adar's going to be capturing her.
Right.
So I reckon she's going to be paraded outside of her region, and that's sort of to draw them into like, surrender, we have Galadriel, and somehow she's going to escape from this and fight Sauron. Oh, I hate thinking about that.
Bath Time says, what's happened to that girl that's in love with the wood elf, whose name I can't remember? It seems like a running thing, doesn't it? None of us can remember the character's names. Theo's mum.
You know what? I remember her character's name. What? I don't know where. Bronwyn. And they did end it on season 1. So she got shot with 2 arrows, but she got healed. But now there's rumors that she has succumbed to those wounds and has died. Jesus.
So bad.
Poor Theo.
Plastic flow as well, didn't she? She survived that too.
Yeah. and she survived the onslaught by Adar's army
Yeah.
by running behind a barrel, a wooden cart, screaming. Jesus.
Oh, Middle-earth.
Another vision of Numenor clearly here. I think. Looks like it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh God. This...
Fucking hell, it's the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Look at that. Look at that, man. No wonder she's lost her voice. What's she doing there?
Oh God, I wasn't ready for that.
Look at that, man. Look how powerful she is. She's singing to the rocks.
It's the Three Witches of Macbeth, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Lady Macbeth themes going on.
Yes, yeah.
They're taking control. I think the shot after this, you see some rocks falling. I don't know if she's having a screaming fit here and then it's causing that to happen.
The voice, doesn't she? That's like the main... Oh, tune in for that drama.
Yeah. And she's also got a song on the official soundtrack, so you'll be thrilled to hear that again.
Oh, it's like Star Wars Acolyte, where they had that really cringe, like R&B song in the credits.
Yeah, it's like that isn't out of place at all, you know. Something's just happened. It's like, I swear the lyrics are something like 2 is 1 or something like that.
The power of many. Fucking
the
hell.
Power of 1, the power of 2. Oh, guess what? The power of many. Remember the Rings of Power as well, season 1, where it's like to have balance. It's like you don't have 1, you don't have 2. 3 brings balance. What the heck?
Yeah, no, I forgot about that.
Oh gosh.
Jesus wept. Oh, it's push on. Yeah, we've seen that before. It's probably the Balrog waking up and getting pissed off.
Sooner or later, Sauron's eye bores a hole.
Yeah, just add on.
Yeah, they're out in the daylight again.
Practical effects orcs. This one looking like Nosferatu.
Yeah.
Or he's kind of like, yo, not from round those parts, are you, boy? Like...
I bet you he's going to be super evil, that one.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of him slithers in.
Oh, that's the one. Yeah, the Balrog in the flames. We've seen that. Yeah, if I can I
again
pause to a sort of see it there a little bit. Oh, this generic child's laughter that's in like every fucking film or TV show ever.
The him slithers in.
Oh god, that's just a stock clip. Come on, your budget's how much? Just record someone laughing.
We've got some doggos.
Yeah, look at that, man.
I mean,
look how great that is.
Dogs in Desolation of Smaug, and we had the big dogs that were Farmer Maggots in Fellowship of the Ring.
Do you know whose statue that is, by the way?
So where? Oh shit! Hang on. Is this is Eregion, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, oh fuck, it's not Rivendell, is it? Eregion. Wait, is she holding up something on the statue? She's got a dagger.
Not a she.
Not a she. Oh. That's like the file of Eärendil, isn't it? Is that what she's holding up? Holding up?
It's someone who Celebrimbor wants to look up to. Is basing his legacy off him.
Shit. It's not Feanor, is it?
Yes, it is.
That's Feanor?
Yeah, that's his statue.
Damn, Feanor got them childbearing hips.
Yeah, Feanor's thick. Look at that.
Twice to his step. Look at that. He's kind of like canted to one side, like pushing his hip out. Like, yeah.
Look at that. Look at the couple in the background. Look how alvanly that is, you know, just courting on the courtyard. Looks like they're having a picnic. I love how they're all gathered there.
If I saw Feanor from behind, like, and I didn't know, I'd be like, I'd hit that. And then he'd turn around and it'd be Feanor. I'd be like, oh, fuck, sorry, whoa.
It's like, screw the Silmarils, I want that gem.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Look at that, man. That looks so cheap.
I know.
Look at his expression, man. Look at it. I'm not joking. He does look like he's got, like, Parkinson's or something, like Alzheimer's. He looks lost. And look how crap that his costume is.
I know.
How about we get a couple of leaves, and why don't we stick one the right way, and let's put one upside down, and let's do that for the pattern. He looks like he's in a 90.
He does. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, he's just got, oh, everything's beautiful.
He's a nonce. What's he doing there? Stay away from the little kiddies, Weirdo. Calibrimble.
Not pain. I gave it to you. This is hardly a gift. What have you done to me?
This bit is so like they're trying to do like this horror movie bullshit.
But the match cut doesn't work. Oh my god. The match cut doesn't work, and like the glass seems to make his face on the second one like dead thin.
Yeah, they move the frame. Like for that to work, you need to keep everything the same. It's the reflection that needs to change.
It's like squidged his face, and what they've done there is they've shot both of the shots on a different lens, I reckon, because you get that on a wider lens. It kind of makes your face look like narrower.
Yeah.
So I reckon they've shot it on a wide lens, and look how he's lost a lot of weight. I'll give him that from between that one and the last one. Just look at the shot, man. It doesn't. They've tried a match cut.
Yeah. The angle's completely wrong. Like the
Oh my god, it's off.
Jesus Christ! I mean, that's not even a hard effect to do, is it? Just keep it on a tripod and just like fucking hell. No, do you know what that strikes me as? They originally shot this where he was just looking in the mirror, right? And it was just that scene. And then someone was like, oh, they'd already filmed it. It's like, wouldn't it be cool if... And it was like, right, let's try and get this. So they had to try and set up again. His hair doesn't match like at all. Like, oh, I know he's trying to look big, draggled and everything. But yeah, he's like, his face is super squished. It doesn't fit the frame. We've changed it.
The angle doesn't work. The angle's changed.
Yeah.
It doesn't match. That's awful. That's actually.
But look at his head. Look at his head on the right. So he's staring at his reflection there, right? And then you cut, and then all of a sudden it just jumps over.
Oh my god! It does.
What have you done to me?
That is bad.
I mean, maybe that like the actual final shot in the thing is going to be kind of like a slow transition into that, but
that's awful for a trailer, though. That's so jarring. Because, like you said, literally a frame off, and he's jumped to the side.
Bath Time says, to be fair, this doesn't annoy me as much because we know Sauron corrupts with images and visions. He also corrupts by taking someone's tripod away, apparently. My fear is it's trying to mimic the shot from Fellowship with Bilbo. That's a great shout, actually. Yeah. The thing that fucking terrorized me as a child.
Done to me.
What have you done? Oh, so that... Oh, okay. Yeah.
Who are you?
that little twitch. That little eye twitch.
Oh, he's twitched his cheek.
I am the one keeping the storm at...
He says, like, who are you truly? So it sounds like he doesn't know, but he should know, right?
Yeah, he should know. He's like...
I am the one keeping the storm at bay.
This is the bromance, remember?
So that's Celeborn. Not Celeborn, sorry. That's Celebrimble there.
Yeah. So they've got a bromance, remember?
Oh, they're doing this shot here, you know, like it is it in Two Towers where you see like all the dead bodies of the elves? I think they do it in Battle of the Five Armies again as well. Sorry, we need to let this scene play for itself first before I pause it. Just one more time, I'm sorry.
Give him the Emmy.
Yeah.
Gee, look how bad that is. Look at Sauron in the back. Look, he's over his shoulder, spying on him. He's obviously seen a vision that's upset him. Or it could be where, well, actually, it looks like the same costume as when we see him in the mirror. So this could be part of that vision.
Yeah. Well, do you think this is like after they've destroyed the city and this building somehow standing, or do you think it's before all that?
Well, you see him clutching his hand on the wide shot of that elf, just clumsily missing him. Mm-hmm. So I reckon it looks like his hand's gone, so it could be reacting to that.
Mm-hmm.
But not great acting, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Bath Time says as well, this I hate. What have you done to me? Show, don't tell. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
if they actually had competent people working on this. So surface level, isn't it? Okay, we got orcs.
See, that looks cool. I think that looks good.
Yeah, that smile's pretty cool. That's, that's something that you'd see in like a Peter Jackson. Like that.
Sauron is my enemy as much.
Oh, so who's that on the horse there? Let's just see. Is that anyone of importance at the front of those elves?
Enemy as much as yours.
Oh, look at her face on that, man. I'll pull it up on my photo, but Jesus.
That furrowed brow.
As yours.
Look at that.
There we go.
He's my enemy as much as yours. See, are they shipping these now? What that?
Well, they had that. He was like in chains, wasn't he? He was apprehended, and she was asking him questions. And I think he said that he hates Sauron as well. And she's probably going to think, right, I'll join with this guy because he clearly wants to depose Sauron as well. So, although she's clearly bought against her will, because this is, she's in the same outfit as when she's in that cage.
Yeah, but does she not forget what he did last season? Or Waldrig, what he did? And I mean, to be fair, we do see her in a cage later on, so she probably is resisting. It's probably just thrown out there in the trailer to go, Luke, he's trying to tempt her. Like what everyone seems to be doing in this show is tempting her. Jeez. She's just awful at acting. She really is bad. She's awful. Absolutely awful.
Help you destroy.
He's on like a makeshift throne.
Sauron is my enemy as much as yours.
Yes,
I can help you destroy him.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be like an uneasy alliance between the two. And then we have the Balrog. Is the Balrog cool? Yes, the Balrog's cool.
I will not stop until this is.
So, yeah, so she's initially fighting the orcs here. So this is going to be what leads to her capture then, you're saying. So there's going to be this scene, and then she gets apprehended and brought before Adar, and then the two are going to have a conversation. There's going to be an uneasy alliance, and then she joins him for a spell. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, and I think that at this point, I think she's probably going solo, because if you look at the Barrow-White scene, she's with Elrond, and it doesn't really match because he's then leading the armies of Eregion, and you have all the Elven Power Rangers with him.
Yeah.
So I reckon she's gone rogue on this bit, to be fair, and she gets captured.
That's a very sparkly horse, isn't it? Look at that.
Every soul.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Shelob. And this isn't our speculation. This is actually confirmed by the show writers that this is Shelob. So we aren't joking. This is true. They will be fighting.
So okay, let's lock speculation in. So do you think that this is Shelob here and they're going for like a younger version, or do you think this is going to be a spawn of?
I'm going to say a spawn.
Right.
Because she should already be grown at this point. But
Well,
the photo
in the lore at this point, but
yeah. But the photo that they showed and said confirmed that it is Shelob didn't look very big at all. So I wouldn't be surprised if that is. Which, if that's Shelob, he's basically kicked her away, and that's it. That's the fight.
And he's getting his ass kicked by Shelob here, and Samwise Gamgee takes down Shelob full grown. So I get what people are saying, that it does take away from Sam's moment, but on the flip side of that, Isildur's a complete pushover here.
Oh yeah, he's a wet wipe.
Would just step on this thing and it'd be over.
Yeah, 100%. He's a wet wipe.
Okay. Here we go. Kieran Hines as Saruman. Not officially called Saruman, because legally I don't think they can call him Saruman. So currently he's called the Dark Wizard. But I mean, well, look at him. He's in white robes. He's got the black and the white beard. And this is Saruman. Like, come on. Who's he going to be? This ain't going to be Radagast the Brown, is it? This ain't going to be one of the blue wizards. Like, where's the blue? This is Saruman.
The thing is, he's going to be based in Rune, and his storyline has been confirmed as hunting down Gandalf in the show. Just look at him. He's Sauron, but it looks like he's with the witch women as well. So God knows what his role's there. They're going to be making him bad straight away, which I don't like at all.
Same. Also, we've seen the completed staff in that kind of wide shot where all the moths form. You can see the top of the staff. This staff looks terrible. Like even just that portion of it there.
It looks like a spear than a staff.
Yeah, it's I love Saruman's spear in the Peter Jackson ones. How it's kind of like made of obsidian. It looks like it's made of the same material that the actual tower's made of. The top of his staff, it's mimicking Orthanc as well, like the design. You have like that marble piece in the top of it. It's such and it's like angular and spiked, and it matches everything about Isengard and Saruman at that point. This just looks. Oh, hang on, we see a little bit of the headpiece.
What the heck is that?
Oh, like what the? I don't know. Terrible. Here you go. Speaking of witch women.
Oh God, looks like a Make-A-Wish kid. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, I just made the noise then. I don't think I made it before. I caught it off completely. Jesus.
Do you reckon these are the Nazgul, the one of the 9? Although, I think we do actually see in the trailer, Celebrimbor drops a load of rings, and I think there's 9 rings, so who knows who these are.
I'm going to try and download this image real quick. Not of a Make-A-Wish kid, because that's just, that's just cool.
You don't need to download one, mate. We've got one right here.
Oh, let me try and find it. What the fuck are they called? Hang on. It's from Rise of Skywalker. If you know, you know, but I need a picture because no one can fucking remember that movie, and for good reason.
Oh yeah, the one where they had the cavalry charge on the spaceship.
Yeah, oh Jesus Christ, yeah. Right, it's not a good picture, but it will do. So let me save this. Talk amongst yourselves.
It's just, I don't know what they're gonna do with these moth women. It looks like they've travelled all the way to Rune again, and at some point, Poppy and fucking Nori get captured again. And what is it with them reusing characters' names? You got Nori, you got Damrod.
Okay, right. This is the one. This is the one. No. Okay, well, okay, right. Can I share the screen? I think I might be able to share the screen. Let me share the screen. Okay, if I remove that. This is going to be worth it, god damn it. Let me just... the
anticipation is killing me.
It's going to be worth it now. Okay, Rise of Skywalker. This fucking thing.
Jesus.
The little alien things at the Yaki Festival of the Ancestors every 42 years.
Yeah, that bold little thing.
Now, just screenshot that and just keep that in your mind as I segue us back to this.
Oh, God. It's got the nose. Look at them.
Little bit.
Unseen world.
So yeah, we got the moths flying around. It's Silence of the Lambs. I don't know what's going on.
They're meant to be intimidating.
Although, don't we see Saruman kind of conjure out of the moths? Like, are they summoning Saruman? Do you know what kind of terrifies me, though? Just a little bit, and it might not be anything. So you know how I was trying to count how many witch women there were? And when the 3 witch women died in season 1, they kind of had that moment where they turned into the wraith form, ring wraiths, and then I was like, oh god, these are going to be the 9 ring wraiths. If you look very, very carefully, and I don't know if the others have, then we're fine. There's like a little spiked crown on this one, and she kind of looks like the ringleader a little bit.
Oh.
I hope I'm wrong. I really want to be wrong.
World.
Yeah, Arthur
It was you who was the architect.
Yeah, that one, that shot. I'm not sure if there's 9 rings on that.
Oh, this bit here.
Yeah.
We'll know that
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
You-
7, 8.
you.
Oh, there is.
There we go.
Good shout. I swear there is. If we slow this down, I'm pretty sure I counted them though. Fewer group.
We'll know that.
So, like what? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.
Was
That's 9.
Oof.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
you.
I think that's 9. I'm pretty sure that's 9. I mean, it's more than 7, and it's probably going to be 9.
You who
What's going on here?
What the hell? He looks like he's touching himself. What's going on? Look at him. Tom's having a tug. Where's Goldberry?
Hey, well, Goldberry's away, right? So
Yeah, the one of the only female characters that they could use from Tolkien that's gone.
architect of their demise.
Oh, we're pitching it up. Adar versus Sauron.
I know. Battle for the Eight. I wonder who's going to win.
This
Well, we are getting a flashback of Adar, how he's been formed, and we are getting a flashback of Sauron and Adar's first interaction,
Yeah.
of how they come to hate each other. So we'll find that out, and I'm sure you're excited to find that.
Well, it's going to be, how did the orcs first coming to be? And they were tortured and ruined form of life. And he kind of looks like he's halfway between that. So I'm guessing it's going to be years and years of torture. This is a pretty cool looking orc. Like, I'll say.
Yeah, looks good.
This is more of the Numenorian sort of purge, isn't it, I think. Yeah, you got people getting.
So that is Anna, Ar-Pharazôn's son, and the one who's tackling him. Do you remember Isildur's mate?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Became a captain. Was it because he cut Galadriel's cloth? Because that.
Oh yeah.
You know how to run a full army and a navy just by cutting someone's cloth. That's him. And on the other shot, you see him getting like as if he's going to be drowned by him. But I'm still angry that this guy is still walking free. He's a domestic terrorist who blew up a couple of the ships and no one mentioned it. And this is Isildur's fault because he let them go.
That's good. Yeah, I completely forgot about that storyline. Oh yeah, that's him. Is that him getting?
Yeah.
Drowned? Yeah.
I mean, look at that hand, man. That does not look like someone's pushing you down.
No.
Look, it's like cusping him.
tale of
Yeah, we got Nori. This shot, there was something about this. I've never mentioned it in the actual reaction. It looks so fake. I don't know if it's the angle. It's like they've got the camera strapped to the side of the horses. I don't know if it's the sky. I don't know what it is, but I'm just going to let it play. It just looks really unnatural.
The problem that they've got there is that it's the angle of the lens that they've got. So they've got a very wide angled lens. So what happens is you get that fisheye look.
Like
where the edges wrap and warp. That's what they've done. I reckon they've stuck it on a horse, a bit like a GoPro shot, but it looks jarring and you've got like water on the lens.
Yeah. It could be that kind of GoPro, because, I mean, Desolation of Smaug, right, during the barrel escape, and they have like the random GoPro shots in there.
Yeah.
Quality didn't match, and it was, the mind boggles why Peter Jackson thought that was a good idea. But yeah, I mean, Robin says as well, that looks like a video game, and it does. Yeah, no, I agree. There was something about it that just, right.
That's Isildur, who's it's looking like it's Theo getting attacked, but it's not Theo, because if you look on the next shot, they've got like a bob.
Oh, yeah.
And we know that Isildur's going to be interacting with the Entwives. I don't know why it's backhanded him.
Fight. There he is.
Yeah.
Boy Damrod.
Damrod, the last ballad, and if you didn't watch the Fellowship of the Ring, then you won't get this reference. Watch this.
Oh yeah. I wonder if there's
Oh.
on this one. That's like the one moment of Fellowship for me where the CGI really doesn't hold up, and it didn't really hold up when it came out. Is the bit where Legolas jumps on the cave. But
Wow.
yeah.
We've got another instance. Legolas wasn't the first. We've got Arondir. You know, I think he's gonna kill it. I did think it was gonna be Galadriel, but I didn't expect him to be here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect him to be here. I mean, he's got to fight Gil-galad at some point, but whether this is after or before that, I don't know. But the fact that he's fighting Damrod, not good news.
You think it was only you who put yourself in my power?
Here we go. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. What the he's fighting with his crown. He's fighting with his crown. He's fighting with his crown.
Look at that, man. She's got a hand free as well.
It's so fucking try hard and edgy, isn't it? Like, it's just so bad.
The framing's so off as well. Like, there's so much space on these like right side of the shot. It's like, why are they cramped in on the left?
Yeah, there's no like elegance to the movements. Like, it's just let's just keep the camera static and just watch them.
Galadriel.
Why the fuck's... We know who it is. He knows who it is. Why the hell are you saying the name?
And
look at
like,
that for
I can change him. I can change him.
Why isn't he killing her?
Like,
straight away.
Don't go this way, Halbrand, please. No,
please.
No, you're still holding on. Let go.
I can fix him.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't... I mean, to be fair, that's the most I've seen her act. And that's loosely. And they're fighting, and she won't lose. She can't lose.
Yeah. And Robin says, look, as a martial artist, nothing about this looks realistic. Yeah.
I mean, look at...
You think it would, because if they're really pushing the action and they're really pushing the fight scenes, you think they try their damnedest to make it look as good and as visual as possible. And as I like, this is the trailer. This is meant to be like your creme de la creme, the best of the best shots that you could choose to compile together in order to get people on board. And this is like your big finale shot of the trailer, and it's awful. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's... Look how weak her hand is. She isn't even gripping the sword.
What is that pose? Yeah.
Like, her front hand is loose. And again, whatever the outcome of the series is, which we know what it's going to be, you always look back on and say, why the hell didn't Halbrand kill her there?
Yeah.
Like, why the hell are you putting your characters in these positions that is going to screw up big time later on down the line? Because I don't get it. And just look at that, man. Look, they're fighting over the crown.
That's what I was literally just about to say. Now, I know she's quite desaturated and whatnot, but just visually, you got her dressed in the white, he's dressed in the black. Fair enough. You know, that's like image-wise in Lord of the Rings, light versus dark. But the crown in the middle of the interlocking swords. Yeah, I was going to say, what do we think about that?
It's one of those shots which will go on like, what's it, Reddit, and be like, oh, look at this. Fighting over the crown, and she's not happy about it, and he's all delighted. And look, she's not even looking at Halbrand, she's looking at the crown.
Yeah.
He'll probably be talking to her, trying to swoon her over on this bit, and she'll be tempted again, and then something will happen. Probably Adar will save her, or something will happen. She's getting out of it, obviously.
Well, that's the same crown that we see Adar like stab someone with.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah,
and it's the one that the orcs sort of display to him on like a little cushion. So we already see like a little makeshift throne that he makes for himself. So Adar kind of sits himself on that, saying, you know, I guess I'm king now. I guess I'm ruler. Sauron's going to show up, maybe possibly kill Adar and reclaim this crown. And then he's like, join me and be my queen. I offered you my hand once. You know, we can rule the galaxy as lovers or something. I don't know.
The guy What's the quote? And he does not share power. Well, he's sharing it a lot in this show.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just the fact that Sauron. We've got to the point where Sauron's in a sword fight. Galadriel's in a sword fight with Sauron. What are we doing?
What are we doing, man? Because
and even
there's
if she
no
was in a fight
stakes.
with Sauron, which is bullshit anyway, but she's like a mage, right? She's got her ring of power. She wouldn't resort to sword fighting. It's
The thing is, though, there's no stakes in that, so there's no tension with this scene, and that's what angers me. Because what is it? What we're getting out of this that we didn't get in the last season?
Yeah, this looks. I'm trying to see whereabouts we are here. So we got the trees, some ruins in the background by the looks of it. I was trying to guess where this was. He's reclaimed the crown, but yeah, it's just in a clearing somewhere, isn't it? No idea.
Look at that expression
That's
from
it.
her face.
That's your ending.
Have you seen her expression? Watch what she does.
Let's just go back to that. Our final image closing on the trailer there. It's like squinting her eyes. Like,
Watch her face like throughout that scene when he says Galadriel.
Oh yeah.
She like does that cry, you know, when you're in trouble as a kid. He's like, I'm not crying.
Yeah. It's a little lip quiver. A little lip quiver at the very end. Hang on, let's watch that.
Oh.
August 29th then, folks. Mark your calendar. We're a few weeks away.
New season.
Hell yeah.
How dare you put the Lord of the Rings to that? How dare you? This isn't the Lord of the Rings and Rings of Power. This is the Amazon's Rings of Power.
So whenever I'm writing it out, I always make, like in the description, I always make a point of putting Amazon's The Lord of the Rings of Power. Because it's Lord of the Rings in name only, as far as I'm concerned. A couple of character names that share the same names from the book, but it ain't anything beyond that. We'll just go through. I know that we've gone over from what you said, so we'll quickly go through some of the comments and then we'll round off, I think, guys. So Robin says, can you recommend an audiobook of the Silmarillion? I've read it, but I often need my hands free.
Yes.
So I know that Andy Serkis has done one fairly recently. That I haven't listened to.
Very good.
Very good. The one that I always go for, potentially a little bit on the dry side, is let me just get the name of the person who reads it. Martin Shaw's one. It came out quite a bit ago, I think. But that's the one that I always go for. Let's just see if it says when that came out. I'm still getting used to Audible because I'm old school.
The Andy Serkis one's brilliant.
Yeah.
And all of his the Lord of the Rings trilogies great because he does the Gollum impressions. He does all the impressions of the characters.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Honestly, I highly recommend it.
I'd say give that one a go. I mean, he's done The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings as well. So as far as the main titles are concerned, he's pretty much done all of them. I don't see him doing Unfinished Tales and stuff like that. I mean, maybe he will be if the pay's good. But yeah, no, I definitely want to check out his Silmarillion, especially, as you said, if he does impressions of all the characters. That'd be cool. Any other comments? Bath Time says, I was sure he was going to be a Nazgul because it would be a nice irony for them to make her immortal, and they've messed that up. I'm not sure what that was in reference to. Sorry. Let's see. Anything else? Robin just saying, I just lost brain cells I can't afford to lose. We all have. We all have. And the show hasn't even started yet. These are just trailers. This is just but a mere glimpse of what's to come. We've got 8 hours for this. I
was going to say, just think, right? We've spent an hour and 44 minutes on 2 minutes worth.
God.
We're going to be doing an EFAP. It's going to be like 8 hours.
Bring it on. I'm down for 11 hours.
I'm down.
Tobias says, methinks the actors know as well as we do just how bad the script is. Yeah, I mean, some of you mentioned the one who plays, is it King Durin? You think he kind of looks checked out a little bit of what
he's done. He's done. I don't think I think one of his quotes was something like he doesn't get how like the Lord of the Rings is something like as popular fandom or something like he said a dickish quote and it was like, oh, okay. I'll have to find it, but
do you think this is going to be one of those things when it's all said and done, whether they cancel it after 3 seasons, whether it does go the distance and they do all 5 seasons? Do you think this is going to be one of those where when it's all said and done, the actors kind of go back and berate it a little bit? You know how the sequel trilogy, a lot of the actors like John Boyega and Oscar Isaac have sort of threw shade at the sequels a little bit.
Yeah, 100%. Because you've seen it with Game of Thrones now that Kit Harington's just come out and saying that it felt rushed.
Yeah.
I think you have that period, don't they? They don't want to be slagging off because they're getting paid for it. But then once it's settled and it becomes okay for them, I think you'll definitely get people slagging it off for sure.
Robin says August 29th must be eradicated from the calendar. Well, not quite, because you'll want to stay tuned for our reviews, which I don't know if we're actually going to do them on the night because there's 3 episodes and there's a lot and Thursdays are quite busy. So I think we're shooting for maybe Fridays or something like that to get the reviews out to you. So we'll have details on when we're going live. But yeah, we will be joined together weekly, getting the reviews out for them. Probably some reactions and other stuff, other content along the way as well. So watch out for them. But yeah, don't eradicate it from the calendar. Embrace that date. And yeah, as I say, Judgment Day. Dun, 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 dun. We thought the end of the world was going to be Skynet rising up. It turns out it was season 2 of the Rings of Power. And yeah, Robin just says thank you for the recommendations. Bath Time says it was in reference to Bronwyn. What, the Ringwraith thing?
Oh, because she was stabbed, wasn't she? Ooh.
Oh, she will soon become a wraith like them. Oh no, Bronwyn.
Oh, God.
Confirmed. Jesus, God help us all. Well, I think we'll probably round it off there then. We're coming up to 2 hours now, so we've been gone for quite a while. But I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's tuned in tonight and kept the conversation going pretty much throughout the entire thing. You guys are absolute troopers, so thank you very much. This is why I love doing this. You know, it's always good to talk about Middle-earth related stuff with yourself, of course, but also with everyone tuning in as good to get your insight, whether you like it or whether you don't like it or somewhere in between. And that's going to segue straight over to this. So let me know your thoughts on the Rings of Power. Many of you have already, but if you are tuning in, if you've made it through the rest of this, do let me know. Are you looking forward to season 2? Any thoughts, speculation, ideas, and possible threads where you think it might be going for season 3 as well? Of course, do subscribe to this channel, not just for reviews on this, but I'm going to have other content as well. I'm doing a Disney retrospective at the moment. There's kind of Star Wars content sprinkled through as well. And if there's any big films that come out that I get the chance to see, I'll be talking about those as well. So it's going to be another busy couple of months as we round up for Rings of Power Season 2, but it's going to be great. And yeah, if you just want to mention once again where people can find your stuff and what you might have coming up.
Yeah, so I'm based on YouTube and Instagram at Everything in Middle-earth. Currently just edited and shot a project with yourself, discussing the latest rumours around the Rings of Power, but I'm pretty sure that this new trailer is just chucked half of that out down the pan.
It's fine.
But that should be uploaded on Sunday, which it was really fun to shoot, and it was really funny listening back to it, editing it, especially the stores bit, which was really funny. So yeah, that's what I've got working on at the moment. And then when the new Rings of Power comes out, I'll be jumping across the channels and yeah, watching all of that juicy content.
Oh, there's going to be so much juicy content. And yeah, so we're going to be between channels. We're going to be collaborating a lot all the way through this. So subscribe to both of us, follow both of us and all that good stuff. But yeah, definitely that video that you just mentioned there coming out this weekend is not one to miss, because we covered a lot of stuff that we didn't even talk about in this one. There's even more content over there. As you said, some of it we might be off base on, but it's fine. It was recorded before this, and it was really fun to do that one. Few technical issues at the start, but we worked through them, and it turned out good, right? The video turned out all right in the end. It's all looking good, sounding great.
Yeah, all looking good.
Yeah, so go and check that out, guys. That's at the weekend. And yeah, just a thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Bath Time says, GG lads, get that Waldrick video done. I agree. Get that Waldrick video done.
Actually, Bath Time, we found the actor on Instagram. So He has been contacted. We are awaiting a response for an interview.
Things are now in motion that cannot be undone. And yeah, oh my god, that would be a dream come true if we can get him on. Oh,
That's the dream.
Yeah,
if
that's the end
bath
goal.
time, pester him, please. Okay.
We'll get it done. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. You guys have been great. And yeah, we'll catch you on another video sometime soon. August 29th. Be there.